welcome to another, the second Friday Waffle. Glad it's the weekend. I'm sure everybody else is glad the weekend's here, and looking outside it looks to be that we're going to have some decent weather, which is good. Yep, I've made a little list of things I want to talk about tonight, in no particular order, so I'll just start off. First one is have Nintendo's fortunes turned. Now, a lot of people have basically been saying that Nintendo as a company are finished, purely because, I mean, they've not really been, hardware sales have been pretty poor. I think the 3DS sold fairly well, but I know it's been pretty well publicised that the Wii U hasn't done well. Hang on, I'm going to I've got a nice cup of tea here, or a cup of coffee actually. Yeah, sales in the Wii U have been pretty poor. However, with Mario Kart 8 coming out, it came out about 2 weeks ago, apparently it's been flying off the shelves. I heard somewhere, it was on the internet, that apparently in the first day it sold something like 1.5 million copies. And you know, so that's obviously going to, it seems to be the sort of must-have title for the Wii U. Now, I sincerely hope that Nintendo do continue in the hardware and software market, because I mean, I made a video of playing Mario Kart 8 and it's without a doubt one of the best games I've played. You know, absolutely stunning. I mean, Nintendo, in my opinion, Nintendo can make games like nobody else can make games. When they're on their game, they are absolutely shit hot. Now, is it E3? I think it's E3. That just shows you how much attention I pay to it. E3 was it last week? I think it was, or this week? Was it last week? I don't know. I didn't pay too much attention to it. Considering I'm a gamer, I tend not to pay too much attention to these show things. I mean, I've always been picking up, I've seen pictures on Facebook and that kind of stuff. I think because I'm primarily into retro games, you're not going to get an announcement about a Commodore 64 game or a new Oric 1 game. So that's why I tend not to pay too much attention to it. But I have seen a few pictures that were revealed for the new Zelda game that's coming out in the Wii U. Albeit it's just a static shot. I mean, I've not seen any video. I don't know if there's any video available for it. And it does look pretty impressive. I've seen quite a few people going on raving about it, how amazing it looks. And the other game is it Starwing or Star Fox, whatever you want to call it. Apparently there's a version for the Wii U coming out. So yeah, that's good news for Nintendo. But the problem being, and it's still my worry, the only games that have really sold on the Wii U, in fact, is that the only games that are available on the Wii U, are the typical, the common Nintendo franchise games. Your Zeldas, your Donkey Kongs, your Mario Karts, all these, Star Foxes, Zeldas, I've already said Zeldas. So yeah, once I've exhausted these, where do Nintendo go? Don't know. I think Nintendo are going to have to seriously review how they allow publishers to develop for the Wii U for their products, because unless they get the backing of third-party developers, I think it's still going to be curtains for Nintendo, which would be a shame. Yeah, just have to wait and see. But as I said in my Mario Kart video, if you like video games, enjoy video games, particularly Mario Kart, or you know, you like your games to be fun, go and get yourself Mario Kart. It's absolutely awesome. I mean, me and my wee girl, we've been having a lot of fun playing it, playing multiplayer. So yeah, that's my Nintendo thing. What's the next thing? You'll notice I don't edit videos. I mean, a lot of guys do it professionally. They edit videos and cut bits out. I just talk for the hip, as they say. So you'll get pauses, stutters, whatever. So the next thing, Mame cab progress. As you probably know if you follow me on this thing, I'm getting a new Mame cab built. My mate Dave, who's building it, I mean, I think he's tearing his hair out over it. It's taken him a lot longer than he thought it was going to do. I mean, I'm paying Dave to build it, but I must admit the hours that he's put into building this thing so far, the money I'm giving him just doesn't warrant the effort he's put in. In fact, one of my mates, he's actually wanting Dave to build him a cab as well, and I think once Dave gets the cab finished, he wants to have a bit of a break, because I mean Dave's got a full-time job, he comes home from work and then he's working on this bloody Mame cab for me. But he posted a picture of it, basically the actual cab itself, it's a bar top, I think I've told you. The cab itself is now finished. It's not been painted or anything like that. Then he's been putting the controls in, joysticks, all the buttons. It's going to have six buttons per player, 2 joysticks and a trackball which glows. So I'm really looking forward to that. So Dave reckons that, I mean, in fact the funny thing is, believe it or not, the weather has had a big influence on how the cab's progressing, because Dave was telling me to cut MDF, it's very, very messy and it needs to be done outside, and the painting's going to have to be done outside as well. And it's up in Scotland, it's just been pissing with rain pretty much non-stop for the last fortnight. So Dave, or getting an opportunity to get outside with this thing and get it cut, has been it's been less than he would like to have, he was kind of hoping for. But he reckons if he gets decent weather this weekend, he was doing the T-moulding, I think it was tonight, which is a kind of wee aluminium strip that goes all the way around it. So he's hopeful he's going to get it finished early part of next week. So I'm stupidly excited about it. What else? Yeah, I mean I shouldn't even mention this, it's got nothing to do with video games. Job wise, we've been told that our company might be getting two-paid to another company, so I may be working for a new company in 3-4 months. The flip side to that is, the downside I should say, is they may do a restructure, which means I have to apply for a job and I may or may not be successful. So yeah, that's a bit of a pisser. It means that, you know, the old job security part's up in the air at the moment. But with any luck, keep my fingers crossed. But so with that in mind at the moment, I'm going to have to kind of pull the purse strings in a bit when it comes to buying stuff. I'll certainly not be buying anything for the next while anyway, until I see kind of what happens in the job front. But anyway, that's by the by. Next thing, I was at, as people know, I'm a member of a retro PC club in Edinburgh Retro PC, funnily enough. We had our club night it was Wednesday. Good turnout. We probably had about, I would say about maybe 8 or 9 people, which is pretty good. We also had one of my mates, Gary Liddon. Now Gary, to any Commodore 64 person who used to read Zap 64, Gary was one of the original reviewers. So he was a bit of a hero of mine back in the day, but I've got to know Gary over the last 10 years through the internet, etc. And Gary came along on Wednesday. It was good catching up with him. Gary's now, he's now the main man for Ruffian Games. So yep, he's doing very well. But yeah, it was good catching up with him. But yeah, we had a good turnout. We had one of the other guys, Ian, brought along a projector, and I took along Ava's Wii U with Mario Kart 8. So we had some big screen multiplayer Mario Kart, which was great fun. And Ian, excuse me, Ian bought one of these, what's it called? Super Gun. Yeah, Super Gun. Basically it's a device which allows you to plug in actual arcade boards. I don't know if they're JAMA boards, I don't think they're JAMA boards, it's actual proper arcade boards. So this device allows you to plug in, you can buy the sort of individual boards, plug them in, and it allows you to connect up various controllers. So Ian bought 1942, the original 1942 arcade board. So he had that along on Wednesday, and we basically had a high score tournament. Now Ian set it to the extreme difficulties, sorry, the hardest dip switch settings, and my god it was hard. I mean, I'm not too bad at 1942, I think my high score is about 180,000, pardon me, and I think my best at this after about 6 goes was just over 40,000. Playing it on hard mode is a lot different, but it's brilliant. Actually getting to play the real arcade game using the proper board is pretty wicked. So that was good. Other highlights, what did we have? George, one of the other guys, he had along his bar top Mame cab, so that was cool. And I took along a few bits and pieces. In fact, that was one of my next points. I think did I mention this? I don't know if I did. One of the guys, Bill, has got this absolutely phenomenal collection, this retro games collection. I mean, he's got two, it's either 2 or 3 rooms absolutely devoted to retro games. He must have easily 100 systems, computers, consoles, handhelds, whatever you want to call them, and he's got thousands and thousands of games, all originals. And 2 weeks ago, was it 2 weeks ago? I think it was 2 weeks ago, Bill decided that enough's enough, he's had enough. He said that the collection, believe it or not, was actually starting to depress him because he had so much. It was almost kind of bordering on having OCD. You know, the whole collection thing. You know, he sees something he doesn't have, he buys it, gets put on a shelf, and he says that he just simply wasn't playing the games because he's got too much. He wasn't playing anything. So Bill has made a radical decision to sell everything. He's an Amstrad man through and through, so he's going to keep his Amstrad CPC 464, I think it is, and also, what was the other thing he was going to keep? Can't remember. There was something else. There was 2 systems that he was going to keep, but everything else is up for sale. So he's given us Edinburgh Retro PC fellow club mates, colleagues, whatever you want to call them, members, first dibs. So he's been posting a shitload of stuff. He created a Facebook page and he's been posting a lot of stuff up for sale. Now the prices that he's been asking have been pretty good, it has to be said. I mean, he wants to try and avoid like places like eBay where possible, because I don't know what you guys think of eBay, but eBay, it's not what it was. I mean, buying stuff, you know, you get people asking stupid money, which is just ridiculous for things. But actually, when it comes to selling as well, you've got your fees. You pay, obviously, you've got your PayPal fees, so they take, is it 2-3% off whatever you make for something. And then about 2 weeks later, bloody PayPal come along and take their final seller fees, I think they call it. I mean, I sold an iPhone, maybe a year ago, for, it was something like £200, which I was quite pleased about. I think it was an iPhone 4S or something, and I thought, yeah, beauty, you know, £200. By the time PayPal took their chunk, it was, I don't know, £190, £191, and I spent the money, and then about 2-3 weeks later, I got a bloody bill for about £37 for eBay. You know, so yeah, it's not cheap to sell stuff. So anyway, Bill he wants to try and avoid, where possible, selling on eBay. So he's been giving us kind of first dibs on stuff. Now I bought three systems. I'm going to tell you right now, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make I'm not one for pick-up videos, I must admit, but I think if it's something that's quite interesting, then people want to see it. And the thing is, although I'm not keen on pick-up videos myself, when it's people just showing you games, whatever, they seem to be quite popular with other people. In fact, one interesting thing that I've noticed with doing my mashups, I mean, the mashups is still going to be my bread and butter, you know, that's what I do most days when I'm not doing these kind of things. But I do try and pick, I mean, as anybody that's been following me for a wee while knows, the whole 10-minute mashup, it was me playing shite games. I kind of specifically went out my way looking for crap games to play, and basically to rip them apart and just to see how bad they were. So that's what I've been doing. And I also try and, I mean, more recently I've not been picking like bad games, but I try to pick games that people have maybe not heard of, unusual games for maybe unusual systems. Excuse me. I mean, I did one for the ZX Spectrum, pardon me, a couple of weeks ago, or was it last week, I don't know when it was. Zombie. It was the follow-up to Ant Attack on the Spectrum. It was written by Sandy White, the same guy that did Ant Attack. And Zombie is a great game. It's quite an unknown game, and I notice the views of the video are very, very, very low. Now I suppose I can understand that, because a lot of people will only watch, they'll maybe watch, you know, a YouTube channel, they'll watch a video of a game that they maybe know because they want to see what's going on, and they're less likely to tune into a game that they've never heard of. And I'm probably similar to that, to be honest. So probably me playing obscure games isn't what people want to see. I don't know, I would really appreciate if you guys could let me know what kind of stuff you want to see in this channel. I'm never going to be, I mean, I know I did the Mario Kart 8 thing, I'm never going to be the type of person that's going to be reviewing the latest games and that kind of stuff. That's just not my style. I prefer to sort of show games that, you know, meant something to me, games that I enjoyed back in the day, games that I've, you know, that I've got fond memories of, whether they're good or bad. So I'm always going to still stick to the old stuff. I'm never going to become a current gen person. Maybe in 10 years time if I'm still doing this, then I'll be reviewing 360 games, but at the moment no, I'll be sticking with stuff. But please let me know what kind of stuff. Do you like the obscure games, the old obscure games, games that you've never heard of? You know, or do you prefer the more kind of classic games? Let me know. I do appreciate if you can ping any comments. So yep. What else? Yep. I bought. What did I buy? This week I bought Watch Dogs on the PS4. Now I bought a watch. Oh, shut up! I bought a PS4. I got it on release. I pre-ordered it through Amazon. Got that with Killzone Shadowfall, I think they call it. Yeah, Shadowfall. It's the only game that I've got for it, and I got to a level and I'm stuck, completely stuck. And conversely, or consequently, I should say, the PS4 has not been getting used. I mean, it's not been switched on for a good few weeks now. I didn't pay whatever the hell I paid for it. I don't know, 380 quid or something for a console to sit doing nothing. I did actually contemplate selling it, but I decided against it because being a gamer, I do still like to be able to get the option to buy new games, to play new games. I thought to myself, if I sell it, I'm going to get 200 quid, 250 quid for it, and then, you know, later on I'm going to have to probably find that money to buy a new one. So I thought, no, I'm going to hang on to it. But yeah, I saw a few of my mates have been raving about this Watch Dogs. Obviously, you can't avoid the bloody adverts for it on the TV and that kind of stuff. So I got that off eBay. I got it for, it was 30, in fact it was bizarre. It was selling for, it was like £5, and I put a bid in, and believe it or not, it went from £5 to £29, and I was the highest bidder. I don't know how it jumped up so quick. But you know what, I mean, to buy it brand new, you're talking £40, £45, probably slightly more, yeah, but £45 is the rough price. So I thought to myself, I'll put a bid in, a highest bid of £39, and as it turns out, I got it for £39. So I still got it for like £6 cheaper than I would. So yeah, I've got that sitting up there. It only arrived yesterday, I've not played it yet. But I'm intending to have a wee shot at that tonight. Apparently it's a kind of game you can sort of, it's almost like a kind of Grand Theft Auto 5. You can dip in and out of, it's like a sandbox game. You can just wander about and just look at things, which kind of appeals to me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting stuck into that. The other last thing I think I want to talk about are the things that I bought from my mate Bill, who's selling all the retro stuff. I originally wanted, what was I wanting? He was selling the Atari Lynx, which I wanted, but unfortunately one of the guys beat me to it. In fact, I tell a lie, I could have bought the Lynx, but it was going to be, he was going to do me a deal basically, buy the Lynx and get, I think it was about 10 games or something. But as it turns out, he listed the games separately, and one of the other guys bought all the games, which basically left the basic Lynx with no games. So that kind of, it wasn't quite as appealing to me, so I decided to not bother. But what I did get was an Atari Jaguar, which I've never owned before, never played, never really seen, to be honest. Atari Jaguar, and I've got a handful of games, a rake of games, so I'm going to do a little pick up video after this one. I'll probably post it separately. I also got a Neo Geo Pocket Color Pocket, whatever you want to call it. I think it's Color Pocket. It's similar to this DS. Well, it's not similar to the DS. It's more similar to a Game Boy. I'll feature that in the video as well. I got one of these with, again, about 6 or 7 games. The only disappointing thing was, and that's my own stupidity, I didn't realise that it's not backlit. I think nowadays you just automatically assume when you think of a handheld, it's backlit. You know, that's the way it was. But what I didn't realise was the Neo Geo Pocket came out about 1995, and it was probably one of the last kind of handhelds to be released that wasn't backlit. So yeah, it's not got. In fact, one of my mates who kind of mods Game Boys, I was asking him is it possible to put a sort of backlight on it? And he says it's not. You can't fit a backlight to a Neo Geo Pocket. He says you can fit a front light or something, but you know what? I'm not going to piss about with it. I mean, I was actually playing it last night. As long as you've got a decent enough kind of light behind you, then it looks absolutely fine. So I'll let you see that in the video. And the last thing was I got a big pile of Master System games, some cracking titles in there. I mean, I've got a Master System, and I've got a few games for it, but I think it was 9 games in total. So again, I'm going to ping them up on my pickup video. But yeah, I think that's it. Nothing else. I've been playing, obviously been playing the games that I've been playing in Mashup. What was I playing? I was playing a game the other day there, on the Commodore 64. Nah, I was playing my Spectrum. I was playing some Cobra, which is a cracking game. I was playing the Commodore 64, and I can't remember for the life of me what I was actually playing in it. Don't know. Yeah, that's it. I think that is it. That's all I've really got to talk about tonight. So anyway guys, listen, I hope you enjoy the video. Please leave your comments. If you enjoy these videos, consider subscribing. That would be absolutely wonderful. It's always a wee boost when you see the subscriber numbers go up, and it's also a wee kicker when you see it going down. It's like losing a friend when you see it going down. Who's unsubscribed to me? But anyway guys, listen, I hope you enjoy the video, and trust you have a nice weekend, and as usual, thanks for watching.